Alex Carter's eyes locked onto the loop device, its faint blue glow pulsing steadily, almost rhythmically. He could no longer pretend that this was just a malfunction. The machine was far more than an invention gone awry. It was a gateway, and every loop was widening the breach between worlds. 59. Alex's mind buzzed with fragmented memories of the loops he'd endured. Every attempt to fix the device had only deepened the rift, dragging him further into this endless cycle. But now a chilling thought gnawed at the edges of his sanity. The loop wasn't just resetting time. It was distorting reality itself. The walls of his lab had become thin, translucent. He could feel the instability, as if he were teetering on the edge of an unseen precipice. He sat at his computer, fingers trembling as he scrolled through the data logs. Lines of code streamed across the screen, each loop documented in agonizing detail. His eyes settled on a cluster of anomalies he hadn't noticed before, spikes of energy that shouldn't exist, readings that defied the laws of physics. The device was pulling in energy from somewhere else. 47. Alex leaned closer, his breath fogging the screen. The anomalies were no random glitches, they were signals. He ran a diagnostic scan, isolating the source of the disturbances. His heart sank as the results materialized on the screen. The data suggested that the loop device was not just looping time, but drawing power from other dimensions. Alex had torn open a rift in the fabric of reality, and now his lab was at the center of a growing dimensional storm. His stomach churned. He wasn't just trapped in a time loop, he was tethered to a network of alternate realities, each feeding into the next. And every loop was widening the tear, pulling something through. 36. The figure appeared again, this time more defined than ever before. It lingered near the corner of the lab, flickering like a hologram struggling to maintain form. Alex watched, his heart pounding. There was something almost familiar about the figure's movements, subtle mimicry of his own gestures. He saw it raise a hand, hesitating as if unsure of its own existence. "What are you?" Alex whispered, his voice barely audible. The figure's head tilted slightly, echoing Alex's own posture. It was no longer just a shadow, it was evolving, becoming more human with every loop. The figure wasn't an alien entity or a ghost. It was a fractured echo of himself, a distorted remnant of his alternate selves, caught in this multiverse-wide collapse. They were all Alex, and they were all trapped, each feeding the cycle that was tearing their realities apart. The loop device wasn't just malfunctioning. It was a beacon, pulling every version of him into this singular point, binding their fates together. The figure was trying to communicate, not out of malice, but out of desperation. It was warning him, pleading with him to stop before it was too late. Alex's vision blurred as he looked at the device, now glowing brighter than before. He could feel the pull, the magnetic draw of the rift growing stronger. Every failed loop, every fractured reality was converging on him, and he was at the center of it all. 8. He reached for the shutdown switch, but hesitated. The figure moved closer, its form glitching and flickering, struggling to maintain its shape. Alex could see his own face in the distortions, twisted, desperate and hollow. It reflected his own mistakes, multiplied across countless timelines. 5. Alex knew he had to find a way to stabilize the rift, to stop the device from merging their realities into one chaotic singularity. But time was running out. The figure raised its hand one last time, pointing towards the loop device, as if urging Alex to understand. 1. Alex's resolve hardened. He would end this no matter the cost, because if he didn't, the next loop might be the one that finally broke reality for good.